I think we're live for Pod 13. Oh, that's a bit ominous. Pod 13, isn't it?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, if something freakish was to happen, everything would probably go right for the podcast.
Yeah, it's content, isn't it?
Yeah, this could be. You know, what I mean is, like, normally stuff just does go wrong. So the only thing that will be like the alternative for this pod would be just to have a really good, clean, smooth one.
It's the only reason to watch it, really.
Hello, everyone.
Goes wrong.
We've got a great podcast today. Marcus is going to be on, so we'll find out what he's been doing. And in a moment, we're going to hear the theme tune. But first, Mark's going to set me a challenge of something to draw during the theme tune. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see what it looks like. So, Marcus, you're not Marcus. Mark.
I'm not. Similar.
We did pretty well.
Close.
We did, I think, 45 seconds there before we had a mistake.
Yeah.
Mark, what am I drawing? And once you've told it me, fire up the theme tune and I'll do it by the end of the theme tune. I'll be ready. I'll be done.
I thought of something and then it's blank. Oh, no, I remember it.
Okay.
Right. Ready? I want you to draw Mr. Blobby playing badminton with a hand grenade.
Okay. I left my dad's coat at a show. The sound man found it, don't you know? It took a while for me to get it back. I'm drawing. We stayed in touch and made each other laugh. And then we found a date that fit. To meet up. We recorded it in a hotel. That's how the Blue Coat Diaries started. Come on, that's pretty good.
It's quite good.
That's not bad. That's Mr. Blobby. He's got a badminton racket. He's playing badminton, and there's a hand grenade. That's not bad.
It's not bad. I like it. I like the inclusion of the net. Now,
at the end.
What I'm saying about that is, I bought for my son all 40-something Mr. Men books in a box set, and he bears a passing resemblance to Mr. Greedy if he had measles. He's got that vibe. Does. Yeah.
Do you know what I found about those Mr. Men books?
What?
They're really boring to read, aren't they, to kids?
Some of them are. Some of them are.
Really,
and
like,
some of them
the
aren't.
wording of it. It's really sort of like. I mean, maybe it's to try and get them to go to sleep, right? That's the whole idea.
Finn likes some of them more than others.
We did the same thing. We bought the books in a box like you. But I remember when we were a few in, I thought, God, these are a bit boring to read out.
I've read 45 of them at this point.
I don't think I got through 45. Well done.
Yeah.
What's your favourite then? I mean, come on. Which one would you read again?
He likes Mr. Snooty and Mr. Chatterbox, and I am sick to death of both of those.
Yeah.
Me?
What do you like? Yeah.
There was a couple that I like. I'm trying to think which ones they were. I quite liked Mr. Messy.
Yeah, there you go.
Mr.
I suppose that's
quite
the
good.
thing. Everyone
Mr.
can find
Tickle
one that
would just be cancelled nowadays, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, with the current news,
the current
stuff going on with
climate.
Russell Brand, I think you don't really want to be identifying yourself as Mr. Tickle, do you?
That's an interesting thing. That whole it's interesting and a bit dark, but it's it's one of those things where you wonder about the timing of allegations sometimes, whether or not they are true. Media's a strange place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should take the pod to...
No, not in that direction. We're not going there.
What's
I think we stick with Mr. Messy.
Yeah, I would say is that it will be interesting to see how it plays out for sure, and it's a huge thing. It's not going anywhere. That is going to, that will get some answers.
What have we got to do as a podcast to the point where we can direct the media?
Well,
be that influential.
Definitely not what Russell Brand has done.
No. I mean, that's not what I'm suggesting.
That's not the way we want to get famous.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you about some shows I've been doing. I feel like we're on the thinnest of ice. Can you hear that?
You always are with me, Johnny.
Have you got a sound effect for ice cracking? Can you have a look while I'm going to tell you about my first gig I did last week? I've got some good stories from the gigs. You know, I like to tell you about my gigs. Well, on Thursday last week, while you're looking for a nice cracking sound effect, I went to a place called Knoll, which is sort of towards Birmingham way, and we had a really fab show. It was in a village hall, Mark. You must have been to a party in a village hall before in your life.
Several times, yeah.
Okay,
I've put in my earlier careers. I've put lots of PAs in for village hall parties.
Well, there you go. That's what it was like. And I finished with one of my favourite set pieces that I only really do it when it's like something like a village hall or it's like outside and there's a few hay bales or whatever. But I've got this thing. I don't think you've seen me do it, but I've got a set piece and I won't spoil it. But it's basically based on country dancing or a barn dance. That's the way that the piece works. But obviously it's comedy. And there's a bit in it where I say, "Can I get a yee-haw?" And like everybody goes, "Yee-haw!" like that. And it is definitely like the most fun thing at a show when everyone there does a big group shout of something. And a yee-haw is a really good one for that. And I thought that was going to be, that could be quite a good like question for this week is like, what is your favourite thing to shout? What do you like shouting? No, I don't mean like when you're angry and you're cross at someone. As in like, what's a really great sort of like, let it all out thing to shout? Yee-haw is the benchmark. Can you think of anything?
Like a primal scream or a cathartic noise.
A thing that that feels good to shout. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. You know, like maybe it's from a film or it's just like an in joke that people have got or whatever. But your favourite thing to shout?
Yeah. As you can imagine, that's probably not me. And if I was to shout something, it's not unbroadcastable, but you know.
Okay, if you stubbed your toe or dropped like a big amp on your foot when you were doing thing or whatever, what would you shout? We can always bleep it.
The last thing I shouted when I did that was Quanty McFuck biscuits.
Right, there you go.
That's getting bleeped.
Well, yeah. We'll have to bleep that, but I imagine that actually, even though it has happened in a moment of sort of pain, that is probably quite a fun thing to shout out loud.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to do it in a library. You wouldn't want to do it on a bus.
I'd love to do it in a library, and not like.
Okay, he would like.
Don't
to do
quote me on that.
Tell us via the BCD Pod socials or my Johnny Awesome socials your favourite thing to shout. We'll make it wide open. It could be in rage as well. It could be in rage, but let us know about that. So, did you find any sound effects, by the way, for the
no, I've got cheering, clapping, drum rolls, or
and
some laughing. And I don't think any of those are appropriate for the thin ice.
Not based on what we were talking about.
I think I'll get some more downloaded. Maybe when I'm about to say something that's going to get us in trouble, I could just play like the Jaws theme, in the background, some ominous background noise just to make sound of Johnny sweating.
It's my favourite film of all time. What a film! Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that because we'll talk about that, and we've got to be ready for Marcus coming on now. On Friday, Mark, I went to Ellesmere Port, which is kind of Liverpool way. Yeah, and it reminded me of a great story that I don't think I've ever told you. And I thought I must tell Mark this. Mark. There's a guy called Jay Hutton, and he was on a show called Tattoo Fixers on E4, where people would go on with bad tattoos and they would like sort them out. And Jay is a really great tattoo artist. Now, he saw me at a show ages ago, and he came up to me afterwards and said, "Will you play at my wedding? Will you come and do a set at my wedding?" And I was like, I totally will do that. And then when he got in touch properly after the gig, I said to him, "Listen, here's what we're going to do. I'll come and play your wedding for free, but I want you to give me at least half a sleeve tattoo," right?
Half sleeve's that's quite expensive, dude.
Mate, I'm not mucking about. I was not mucking. I think I'm not thing.
You're getting the that's a deal, that is, mate. Half sleeve.
It was a deal. So that's what we agreed, and that's what went in the book. Now, here's the funny bit. My agent, who is brilliant, got a great relationship with, but they weren't that happy with this plan. Can you see what the problem was here from an agent's point of view?
They want you to be tattooed. Is that the thing?
No, nothing to do with that. You need to think much more like an agent. What do agents like, and what are they thinking about all the time?
Money.
Yeah. What's the problem then with the thing that I've set up with Jay? What's the problem there for the agent?
Oh, what? He's not getting his cut.
Not getting any money, are they?
Oh, he can.
So do you know what I said? What did I say?
You can get a small tattoo as well.
Yes. You'll have to get one.
Okay, this is glorious. Continue.
15% the size of mine plus VAT, and then you can have that. Which, let me tell you what, did not go down well.
Right.
So there you go. That's my little Ellesmere Port story. Because the reason I say that is that's where he's from. Joe, he's got I think he might even still have the tattoo parlour there. That's where I went to. But he at the time definitely had a tattoo parlour there.
Agents are not a fan of quid pro quo, are they?
No, you like that?
They do
I thought
like
you might
money.
like that. Took us a while to come around to it, but the coffee.
I hope you did it anyway.
We'll be fine. Of course I did it. Of course I did it. Now, the other thing I was going to tell you was on Saturday, I did this lovely gig in a sailing club in a place called Hightown. I mean, that name on the way there made me laugh. So I was just imagining everybody there being high. I was just thinking,
that's what I was thinking.
Like, welcome to Hightown, boy. Population.
Why did they have that accent?
Well, everyone's high.
Welcome to Hightown, boy.
I was just trying to make it like really Californian, but maybe I went a bit more like deep south.
It sounded like the Colonel was about to reveal his special recipe.
All right, let me try and do a really good stoner voice because I think I've got like a punchline on the end of it that I think is quite nice. Where you go, so you imagine you're turning up, you're driving in, and someone says to you like, maybe so it's really more like dude, isn't it? Like, oh, welcome to Hightown, dude. It's like that, isn't it? And then they go, population. No one knows, dude. Like, no one's got a clue about anything. They've got no grasp on anything. Yeah. So yeah, it was really good. Anyway, I did a show there, and I got this guy on stage.
They could have a sign and as you go into it says "Days since anything got done." And just,
yes,
the last
Mark.
road accident. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, it's almost a bit of a little stand-up routine there. That's really cool. Yeah, by the way, let me just say for Hightown and everyone that lives there, it wasn't like that. It was just a really nice place that had a sailing club, but we've turned it into this different world. Anyway, at the sailing club, I did the show, had a really nice time, great people down there. And I got this guy on stage, right? And I did this thing with him, did this song. And afterwards, when I was leaving, this woman came out into the car park and she said, oh, that was great, really enjoyed it and all that. I was like, thanks very much. Got to go to another gig. See you later. She went, do you know what that guy does? That's what she said. Do you know what he does, that guy you got on stage? And obviously I don't. So I go, no. What does he do? She said, he's the skipper on John Bon Jovi's yacht. And I was like, mind blown. What? Are you being serious? She said, yeah, he's like done it for years. He's the guy that like runs his boat, his ship. So I was like, well, you have to go and tell him that I want to play on John Bon Jovi's yacht. So it's not come in yet, but I'm really hoping this guy is going to like pull a few strings and that I'll get to do a gig for John Bon. That's what I'm hoping.
He's probably started the process. He might even be halfway there. But
I'll get on the boat and I'll say, all right, John, I'll try and sort of be kind of chill. I'll say, I used to work on the docks myself.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
In Derby.
But, it all fell apart. Uni went on strike and next thing I know, I was unemployed.
It was the lack of docks that did it in Derbyshire.
Yeah, good point, actually.
So,
good point.
How annoyed were you on a scale of 1 to 10 that you'd done a gig? And that is the golden goose of getting to know your audience and getting that answer back. How annoyed were you that you'd gone through the entire gig, got out the other side, and didn't manage to uncover that gem during the show?
It happens all the time. Like you always hear little bits like when you come off and you think, that would have been good. Like a classic is like just someone saying something like, it's our anniversary today, and you go, is it? And they go, yeah, like it's our golden or something. And you think, wow, that would have been a really cool thing to talk to a couple who have been married for 50 years and then find some good banter there, like how they met and how long,
I don't know, mate.
That sort of stuff. No,
I don't know,
like
mate.
That kind of thing.
It's no John Bon Jovi's skipper, is it? Loads of people have been married for ages. I mean, there's only one skipper.
I'm just saying you all. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm just saying you do often find out little bits and bobs from the audience. But that was pretty cool. I mean, the guy was great. He came on stage and sang a duet with me, and he nailed it. He was really funny. So you never know. He might say to John, hey John, got a guy we can get on to do a bit of entertainment if you want. The only thing is, I think my worry would be, I'd be super excited. I think this is my big chance to play on John Bon Jovi's yacht. And then I'd be worried that I'd get on there, and I should be a bit careful here because I might talk myself out of the gig. But I can imagine as I was about to start, John taking the guitar off me and just saying like, hey, let me play a couple of songs that I've written. And then next thing we know, I'm sitting on the side of the boat listening to about the back catalogue of Bon Jovi songs and not doing my act. I can imagine it going that way.
Worse things could happen. But
yeah, that is a pretty good outcome, actually.
It's one of those things, though, where as if you've got a job as bizarre or cool as that, you can't just come out and say it. Oh, by the way, I do this. Because then you look like that guy, don't you?
Well, that's what made me think it was true. The fact that someone else came and told me.
Exactly.
That is exactly what you're saying. Because sometimes in a gig, if someone said that, you think he's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's making it up. You know.
It's not like he's vegan, because then you'll find out, won't you? But you can't. It's not the same.
They tell you.
It's not the same. It's not the same way when you're John Bon Jovi's yacht skipper.
Now, you remember last week we were chatting on the pod about really good lines to say to sort of end a chat or end a thing, right? Yeah. And it became because someone emailed in and said that a teacher sent this kid out of the room, and the kid said on the way out, my dad said something horrible about you last night to the teacher, and then left the room. And I just thought that's such a zinger, right? Such a like bang, mic drop. So we put that out there, and we've had some stuff in. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you about this, Mark, is that most of it I cannot use because it's just way too over the line.
More over the line than the one that I relayed.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty over the line.
I don't know what, I think maybe people construed it differently. I think what I meant was, what's a really good, closing line? Like that kid, it's completely clean. You could say that, at any gig. You could say that story. And as he went out the door, the kid went, my dad said something horrible about you last night, just walked out. That's fine. I think people thought we were saying, what's the most disgusting, full-on, maybe heckler put-down line that would crucify someone that you've ever heard in the entire time you've been alive and breathing. I think that's what they thought the question was, because the stuff that came in was, because I can't read it out. Okay. Yeah. But there are a couple of lovely ones, which I'm going to read to you. And then I know you did some digging around to try and find
I did a little bit, yeah.
Some funny stuff to see. So we'll do that next. So first one is from a comedian called Michael Cox, who's a really great act. I've gigged with him. He's brilliant. He said it's a well-known retort that's been attributed to several notable people, most famously to Churchill, but this one still remains a favourite for Michael. And it was that Lady Nancy Astor said, Winston, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. And Churchill said, Nancy, if I was your husband, I'd drink it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Lovely,
that is good.
It's perfectly done. That one's fine. That one's through the filter. It's okay. The other one came in from a comedian called John Fothergill. Again, brilliant act. Lovely, lovely guy. Really like gigging with John. And this is so beautiful. It's a great line, but it's also just really sweet. He said, I once drunkenly told a lass that I loved her, and she looked me up and down and said, more than chips? He said, it made me love her even more. Isn't that great? You like
brutal.
That?
It's brutal.
It's good though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
That's good. That's reminded me of a couple more, but yeah.
You did a bit of homework, didn't you? You did a bit of digging around.
I did, yeah. I just thought
me.
of a couple as you said that, but I can't remember them exactly. So we'll go with this. I did. You posted one on the Facebook chat where you asked for these questions, didn't you, on your page? Didn't you?
I posted a favourite clip of mine up, which I think you've got, right? Which is Brian Cranston.
Do you want to watch that?
Best known for Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle. He's doing a Q&A here, and a lad gets up and asks a question. Brian just does the best.
Shall I run it?
Yeah.
Shall we have a look? All right, let's have a look.
Yeah. My question is, because I grew up in Albuquerque.
You're so nervous.
Was there any cool places, anything that you liked being there? Like, how was it? Because it's my hometown. So I want to know, how'd you like it? Well, did you have fun there?
Yeah, I'd go and visit your mother once in a while.
Whoa, that was a little mean. That's...
Mic drop.
And he actually drops the mic.
You actually see him drop a mic.
Yeah. I think he just goes on with
the
people
audience just
laughing.
goes on, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, great. It is great that
He just teed it up from so beautifully as well. And also, it's worth noting, like, you can watch that on the YouTube if you're listening to this, but it's worth noting that the lad is laughing at that. Like after that happens, he's like, he's laughing like as in, oh my God.
He looks like he's about 15 or 16 as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I think that's what the thing about that is. It's so brutal where you go after like a young teenager or something like that, but they are old enough to handle it. But people are a little bit. So,
but also, it sort of makes the joke work better because it's got like almost believable, isn't it?
Of course,
you know, that's the beauty. Now,
it's a good one.
On the back
can I put a disclaimer in here?
Yeah.
Anyone ever gets in that position, you want to speak to the bloody sound engineer before you drop a mic. Because pops, bangs, dented grills, we don't like it. Having to jump on the thing to mute it, and there's not always time. And these cost money. I've had people do a mic drop on stage and smash me mics up, and it's cost me £100 to replace it, and they've been off. So,
it's gone a bit of a downer. Really.
I know it's a bit of a downer. But I think the mic drop thing kind of became a thing, and then people started doing it. Every second band playing to 15 people did it. Started doing it. It's like costing me a bloody fortune. So, so just think before you drop.
Think before having the t-shirts, kids.
Yeah.
Think before you drop.
Yeah,
now,
I'm having the t-shirt printed.
You found some other clips, didn't you?
I did.
Show me.
Well, I found a couple. Well, there's one. This is a classic, right? This is a classic for me. It's an old TV clip from a show. What was it called? I don't know. It was hosted by Anne Robinson, anyway, who's well known for shredding people apart. But on this occasion, the weakest link. That's right. On this occasion, let's have a look.
Howard.
Anne.
Are you more interesting than you look?
It's all in the mind, eye of the beholder, Anne.
What do you do?
I'm a business development manager for a large bank in the Northeast.
Okay. Tell me if there's anything interesting about your job.
Absolutely not. No. It's interesting to me, but I'm sure that it would probably go right over your head.
Okay. Why Doris?
Doris, when she missed the question, she took up a larger amount of time than necessary. Doris.
Okay, you're always very quick, are you, Howard?
In some things, yes. In other things, I like to take my time, if you know what I mean.
I've absolutely no idea what you mean. What do you mean?
Somehow I don't doubt that.
The way she's got nothing there, has she? She's got nothing.
You know the beautiful thing about that is that's just like taking out the bully. That's the beautiful thing. It's like,
I love that
really
one for
started
it.
this. She has come for him. She's trying to humiliate him as well. That's a very different thing to the Bryan Cranston clip. There's no humour there really. Like with her, she's just trying to belittle the guy.
Yeah. She's just playing that character. It's what she made a career out. Not career out of that, but that's what she did because she was always a bit of an arse, that woman, wasn't she, on every programme.
That's brilliant.
But
really
I love it.
Done.
I love the way that he does it, and he's so polite all the way through to the end.
He never flickers.
He never flickers. She never gets to him. It was brilliant. And then
I love it. Well done.
Mic drops are not a thing, but sometimes you say something that's just so disarming that it leaves people. That's it. They've got nothing. And I remember that ill-advisedly we left the lead singer of our band, John Jiggles, J-Dog, to do an interview by himself
Okay.
And this is often a bad idea. And I remember watching the interview back, and just howling at this one question and his response to it, and their
Tell me you've got it.
I've got it. It took me some time.
Yes.
I hope the clip quality comes out right.
When was this then?
This is like 10 years ago, dude.
10 years ago, and the band was called?
It was called The Ornamental Gentleman.
The Ornamental Gentleman.
Yeah.
And this is John. John, is that right?
Yeah, this is John. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. Oh, he's still got a bit of a 4-way power distribution that he needs to get back to me. You reminded me. Right. Okay. Let's play
like
this.
You're using the pod today to really set some things right. Like, don't drop mics. Can that guy return that thing? This is not like a sort of Tesco notice board, Mark. This is like.
Is it really? We'll see about that when Marcus gets on later.
Yeah, good point.
Right, here we go. I hope you enjoy this.
What can you tell us about the song you're going to play for us?
Lemon Tree.
Yeah.
I was taught it by an old gypsy lady selling flowers off the A52. She's a lovely lady. Son in a wheelchair.
It broke up a little bit for me. Can you just tell me what she asked and what he said? I got all the awkwardness of it.
She says, "Can you tell me a bit about the song that you're about to play?" And she says,
"Yeah, I got that.
Lemon Tree. It was taught to me by a lovely lady on the side of the A52. Son in a wheelchair." That's it. That's all he gave.
It's just a detail.
I think it's because we're streaming it. We're streaming this probably to America and back to you.
It's just a detail of what was
up.
going on when he wrote it, or what he wrote it about, but they didn't know what to do with it. It's great. Will that play smoothly on the YouTube then?
It will, yeah. We'll see that. I'll have to send it to you so you can see it
send me the
properly.
proper one. Can we have the halfway through jingle?
I think we can, yeah.
Because I think we are literally at that point. We're about halfway through.
We're in the middle, right.
Pod.
Let the dancing begin.
Let the dancing begin, Johnny.
It's about the middle of the podcast. About the middle of the podcast. And if you like it, you can help us out. It's so easy to help us out. Like and subscribe to our show. Like and subscribe to our show.
Yes, if you haven't already done it, please like the podcast wherever you listen to it and subscribe, and maybe give us a 5-star review if you feel like you really want to help the two guys out that make the pod. Now, hopefully in a moment we're going to have Marcus on, but is he in the lobby? That's the first thing. Is he around?
It's a good question, actually.
If he's about, we can play his jingle and get him in.
He's not in the lobby, I don't think.
If he's not, we can message him and say, get in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, we can stall for a bit, can't we? No, I can't see him in the lobby.
Let me tell him to get in the lobby.
Get in the lobby, mate. Get your lob up. No, don't. Not that.
Marcus, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't come in, then
I've got the WhatsApp
section.
I've got the WhatsApp desktop app here, so I just got a massive notification through my ears and pop up on front of the screen where I'm actually looking at you there.
See, this is the thing. Earlier on, I said we'll aim to get you on at 12:30, but we could be a bit after. You know how we ramble. And he said, "Yeah, I've set an alarm for 1:45." I thought that was him just like trying to be hilarious, as in like I'm ignoring what you're saying and I'm just saying a stupid time. But do you think he genuinely, for some weird reason, thinks that we want him at 1:45?
Well, I think earlier on in that conversation, you said about 1:45. In our previous schedule time thing. This is absolute gold content, by the way. I just want to...
I want to include it because I kind of want to make the point that Marcus is late. So I sort of want.
So we just wait in silence for 5 minutes.
This is like a court case. Listen. I've got to listen to me, right? Hang on. What's the opposite to? Hang on. Let me think about this. So if you're the Yeah, prosecution. Right.
Yeah.
So the prosecution has got a text here that says, it says basically, can we do this earlier? 12 or 12:30, that would be great for me. And you go, earlier works for me, 12 is good. And Marcus says, suits me, which I think means yes. Then I said, thanks, dudes. So 12 o'clock start, Marcus about 12:30, 12:40. And then he said, yeah, all good. And then later on, I said, we'll aim to be ready for you at 12:30. And he said, yeah, I've set an alarm for 1:45. So, see, I've got all the evidence there that it's all arranged, and he is just not here.
I mean, there's also the possibility that he's had a Tesco Wi-Fi failure or whatever other
been thrown out of Tesco.
Yeah, he might be. He might be in their little
Tesco.
security office waiting for the police to arrive.
Tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to ring him up.
You ring him up?
Yeah.
Live on air?
I'll ring him up. Here we go. Marcus. Call him. See what happens. Don't know which number to ring. I'll just try them both.
Have you tried his telephone number?
We've got 2 mobile numbers on him for him here. Here we go. Got him by the mic. It's ringing.
Yeah, I can hear.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah? Where are you?
Oh, God.
Well, that went well.
Perfect.
I mean, I don't really know what to say here, Mark, other than I think we should probably just carry on and hope that he joins. How's that sound?
It feels a bit like we might be having some form of signal failure.
Yeah, I'm just going to send him one quick text and say, we are waiting for you.
I will say,
hopefully, yeah,
that he sounded like he was outside somewhere there and possibly not in a position to join a podcast.
I tell you what, this is a good time for, though.
What is it?
I tell you what it's a good time for. Wasp news.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You can give us an update on the Wasp situation while we're waiting for Marcus.
You know, I'm going to level with you. There's not really an All right, you've just seen that message from Marcus, have you? I got stopped in my tracks.
What did he say?
I think he's stuck coming. That seemed to be what the... Which reminds me of an old Blue Jam sketch.
Coming. Oh my God.
Right, wasps.
Yeah, what's going on? Make it exciting, Mark.
Still, dudes, there's little excitement. I was working tail end of last week. I'm busy, so I've not done anything, and it's been raining, so I've not really been able to do much with the wasps. I walked over this morning. There was a couple still buzzing in and out. Their den seems to have collapsed a bit, probably due to the rain, which I don't really know what kind of effect that's going to have in the long term. So they're still there, but I've been working or child dutying, so I've not really... and it's been raining, so I've not really done anything with the garden.
Imagine if
I don't really have any exciting wasp news.
Imagine if all the stuff you've been putting down there mixed with like all the water of the rain. Imagine if it sort of created like a sort of hybrid new super wasp that came out next year. Like
came out next year like a fucking iPhone. What do you mean?
No. The launch.
What do you mean?
The launch of the new wasp.
Should I get a polo neck and some little glasses and do a presentation on my new wasp? Is that... Get a green screen.
Now that is all I want to see. Now I just want to see you doing one of those TED talks.
You are never, ever going to get me into a polo neck.
A new wasp that you have created, and just trying to do it totally deadpan and convince everyone that there is this new wasp that's coming that can do all these extra things. It can burrow through metal. It can go through metal.
Yeah.
Its sting can kill a bear.
It can steal avocados from your neighbours.
It can steal your avocados from your fridge.
Yeah. Well, no, you want to be punting the benefits of this, Wasp, not the transfers.
Can I just say, if anyone is still listening to this podcast at this point,
unsubscribed
that
in
you
the last
are what
5
I would
minutes.
call a super fan, okay? In fact, here's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. If you're listening to the podcast at this moment and you send me an email which would prove it by saying, Johnny, I was listening to the podcast when you said we had to email you and use the special password chocolate eclair, right? If you do that, I'll send them something as a thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
The only way you'll get the thing sent from me is if you email me, johnny@johnnyawesome.com. That's johnny@johnnyawesome.com, and just use the password chocolate eclair. Because let me tell you, Mark,
it's JONNY. No H. JONNYAWSUM.com. They'll have earned it, Mark. Whatever I send them, they'll have earned it. Yeah.
Don't you think?
Do you remember at the beginning of the podcast when we were talking about things going wrong?
My God.
The self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah.
It's happened.
It has happened, hasn't it?
Who would have thought that it would be the shambolic Marcus Carter?
I don't know, mate.
Huh?
I don't know, mate. It could never have been predicted. So Wasp news.
I don't know what's happened to him. In a way, it's kind of more dramatic not knowing, isn't it? Because he's probably going to come on and just say something like, "Oh, I had to do this thing, and then I had to move the car." And what do you think he's stuck in the mud?
I don't know. He's either stuck in the mud, stuck in traffic.
Got stuck in the mud. Yeah, it could be that. He could be like stuck in some traffic somewhere. Anyway, listen. Let me tell you where I'm going this week, and you can tell me what you're up to this week as well. I will be going to Derby tonight.
Oh yeah,
I know you can't
you
come
were
because
saying.
you've got Finn, but I got a couple of shows tonight in Derby, and then on Friday I'll be in Wigan and Widnes. How do you say Widnes? Don't know. Can I get a Widnes?
Yeah, just Widnes, isn't it? That's it.
That.
You've already said it.
Yeah. And then on Saturday I'm in Muswell Hill first, and then Egham second. They're London shows, and then on Sunday I'm doing my first ever race. I'm doing a 10k race.
Right. Oh yeah.
On Sunday morning.
Like
I've never been in like a proper thing, where you have a number and all that stuff. I've never done that before, so it's new to me.
Yeah.
New to me. So I'm going to do that on Sunday morning. How about you? What's coming up?
Not a lot of coming up. I've got some things coming up in the next month or so that I've got to divert some attention to. Nothing exciting, nothing worth talking about on the podcast, but that's going to take about. I'm working on maybe doing some sound at a new venue that's opening in Derby. That's a bit hush hush. No more information can be divulged at this point, but I went to have a look at it yesterday, and got to find some sound system to put in there, and yeah, could be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Where in Derby are you gonna be playing tonight?
Is Marcus joined?
He's about to, yeah. When I click the button.
Is he?
Yeah. Where in Derby are you playing tonight? I want to know.
I'm going to go to a place called The Furnace.
Yeah, I know it.
First. And then, after I've been at The Furnace, I'm looking at my email to tell you the answer. I'm going to be at the Shiny Tap Brewery second.
Shiny Tap Brewery.
Yeah, which is in the Old Hall Mill Business Park, Alfreton Road.
Oh, yeah, I know. It is where I thought it was. Yeah. I didn't know they did stuff in the brewery.
A couple of shows. It's literally going to be a piss up in a brewery.
Yeah, okay.
With Johnny Awesome.
Well, we've had some experience in organising those today, haven't we? Speaking of which, Marcus is in the lobby. Should we let him in?
Jingle first, and then let's back
the jingle.
him.
Oh, no. Speaking of...
Jingle first.
This ups in breweries. I've now got to find the correct Marcus jingle. He's thrown me. Oh, no.
I'm sure you could do it, Mark.
I can do it.
Can do
it's
it.
not that one.
Could do it.
That's the wrong one. It's this one, isn't it?
His name is Marcus, and he's a drummer. He lives in a van, but it's not a bummer. We're gonna call him and find out where he's at.
Well, we've had the jingle. We can see the man himself. Marcus, first of all, where are you?
I have no idea. Why am I trying
Oh, bloody hell.
Why is there loads of wind?
There's a lot of wind, yeah. What's...
He's running. He's running. Why is he running? Oh, hang on.
This is like Challenge Annika on methamphetamine. What's going on?
I'm in a road chef.
All right, yeah. Yeah, that's better.
I'm safe.
Hang on a minute, that sounds slightly dodgy. He's in a road chef, Mark.
Yeah, he's called Colin. Look.
Where are you? Where is this road chef?
I have no idea because I got stuck in traffic. There's a massive unicorn.
Right, let's see that.
Okay.
Oh,
there actually is one.
Actually quite a big unicorn. Or a unicorn, as my son calls them.
I think that might actually be Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I
that is one way to get thrown
guys?
out of a road chef.
There's many ways. Look at this.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Oh, sports car.
Some kind of Ferrari.
Yeah.
Marcus, whereabouts in the country are you, roughly?
North, south, east, west?
My plan was to get to Gloucester because at Gloucester they've got the most amazing services in the entire country.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and you got stuck.
I got stuck in traffic because it's raining and it's windy and it's rubbish. So I've ended up in Strensham, I think.
You see, Strensham. You see, you've done that thing that all people who have ever done any musical touring or tech touring in the UK know about Gloucester Services and its sister services, T-Bay. They are legendary in the touring industry as being the best services in the country.
Indeed, they are.
Many people might not know that, but they are truly great services.
They really
Marcus,
are. I'm just sitting on a horse, all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. What have you been up to of late? Tell us what you've been doing. We've not had you on for a while.
No, it's been a while, hasn't it? And I've been quite busy. I've been to Hamburg.
Wow.
Playing in Hamburg. And that was very nice. I have been to Colville. Do you like my background music, by the way?
It's good.
Yeah, I like that you've got your own theme tune.
Hopefully we won't get like a DMCA takedown for it. It's not copyright.
Well, I don't know if it's a club banger or what it is, but yeah,
for those
possibly.
listening on the traditional podcast route, Marcus is sat on a... What is it, Marcus?
It's a go-go pony.
He's on a go-go pony in a service station, which is where the music is drifting in from.
Yeah, there's some ducks next to me.
Yeah. Where are you headed next, Marcus? What's coming up?
I am on my way to Bristol and Somerset to chill out for a bit. And then I am going to Sheffield, playing at Sheffield Academy, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Nice sort of 2,000 people venue, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going on tour in October.
I've seen, Marcus, I've seen.
Yeah, lots of things going on in October. So hopefully there's going to be nice to sort of maybe do one of these at a venue or something while we're...
Totally. And tell people where they can buy tickets so they can come and see you on the tour. Where do they get the tickets?
Blimey. Well, I would say probably go on to auger.band, AUGER.band, and then all the details should be on there somewhere.
AUGER.band for your tickets to go and see Marcus. And when he's on stage and he's doing his like cool gig in a cool venue, just shout something like, "Play the Blue Coat Diaries theme tune."
Absolutely.
Like
actually, well, I might stick the vinyl up on the wall somewhere. If there's somewhere I can stick that vinyl sign up, I'll do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
While we're touring.
Hey,
yeah.
can we not have that on the front of your drum kit?
Well, we've just got an Auger logo on there, so I might get told off for doing that.
Well,
but,
you know what? You ever seen those reversible number plate things that flips round to show a fake number plate so you can drive through speed cameras? Well, you get one of those for your front drum skin, and it just flips it round from Auger to the Blue Coat Diaries podcast.
James Bond style.
Yeah, exactly that.
Hey, Mark, you'll like this. When we played in Colville the other night, it was a festival,
Right.
And so there were lots of bands on. So you only, as you know, you only get like 45 minutes to set up in between other bands playing. They had 2 stages.
Minutes? Bloody hell!
Well, yeah, it was quite luxurious.
That's a luxury.
It was luxury, but they had a second stage. So while the band was playing on the second stage, we got set up on the main stage. But we set up our stuff, and then they couldn't get the monitors working. So there was no sound whatsoever on the stage. I have in-ear monitors, so I could hear it. So anyway, basically all of our sound check was trying to get the monitors working. So we didn't get a sound check. And then it was a bit weird the whole way through the gig. But at the very last song, we were about halfway through it, and all of a sudden, the PA cut out completely. And of course, I'm playing with in-ear monitors, so I can still hear everything through my monitors. So I carry on playing, and the PA doesn't come back on. And like, we're looking at each other thinking, what's going on here? Have they just like sacked us off? We were headlining. So we were like, have they just sacked us off or something? So we didn't know. So I just kind of did a stupid drum fill solo thing, and then we finished and kind of said, well, sorry, we can't do it anymore. So it was a bit of a weird ending to the gig. Anyway, it turns out that the DJ had gone into the sound booth and he was drunk and he fell over everything and pulled all the plugs through. And they couldn't plug it back in. So not only
we got to name the DJ. What was the DJ called?
No idea. We just.
I'm sure he got called a few things.
Well, I would imagine so. Yeah. I mean, it was a bit
wow.
sort of Mickey Mouse,
that
really.
Is not the best DJing skill, is it?
Yes.
No,
Michael the Rodent was in full effect at that gig by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
but I mean, were the wedges working before for the previous bands?
Well, apparently, yeah. So what the difference was, I don't know.
Somebody had muted something, hadn't they? And not figured out how to unmute it.
Oh,
well.
Marcus, here's a question for you. For you. Earlier on, we were chatting about your favourite thing to shout. Have you got any favourites? Things that just feel really great to shout out? Very primal. Could be anything. Is there anything you like to shout?
Bollocks. I mean, I don't know
whether you want to give us a go at that in the services.
Probably not. Although, actually, I think the phrase that I shout the most in my life is, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And I probably did that in Colville, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and people would have heard it because there was no PA on, so there would have been just that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be honest,
but,
it sounds like there could be several people shouting that at the same time. When
you walk into a bar and you're like talking really loud, and then the music stops, and there's like a gap in the music or whatever. That would have been like the ultimate of that. The whole PA stops, and then Marcus is going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah. That is pretty much my catchphrase. We did used to shout when we were younger, and Johnny, you might have been part of this at some point. We used to shout "marvellous" for no particular reason. Like just randomly shout "marvellous" at someone.
What was that name that everyone shouted at Glastonbury? Everyone kept shouting the same name, like as if they were looking for someone, and it caught on.
Was it Dan? Was it Dan from the
Alan Partridge?
Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Dan or not, but there was a name that someone probably genuinely was shouting to. I don't think it was Dan, because I think it started because someone was looking for someone and they would just get shouting their name. Then it just spread, and then it became the thing like all weekend. Even when you go to sleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just drifting off, and then someone would just shout it from a tent.
Yeah.
And it was always the same name, so yeah, that's another good one. Marcus has now got into what looks like a fire truck.
I'm assuming this is some form of fire engine.
I'm in a mini excavator.
I mean, he's having a really good go at getting thrown out. He's in a mini excavator.
There's balls and all sorts.
Oh God, you've just invoked Blippy in my head. That's not good.
What's Blippy?
Marcus, keep it that way. I'm not gonna.
Before we end the pod, is there anybody there that can do one of those sound bites for us that we like to get? So, hi, I'm whoever, and you're listening to the Blue Coat Diaries podcast. Is there anyone we can ask?
We can ask Colin the
unicorn.
What's it called? There's no one in it. Colin the
unicorn.
There's no
one there.
Colin the unicorn said he'd do it. All right, ready? Hello, my name's Colin, and you're listening to the Blue Coat Podcast Diaries, whatever it's called thing. Thanks, Colin. That was great. How was that?
At some point, Marcus is going to know what the
show is called. That's my aim, that one day he will know the name of the podcast.
I wouldn't bank on it.
Nah, I'm not that bothered.
Well, listen, Marcus, we've got to go in a minute, but it sounds like it's all going really well, so I'm happy for you.
Let me leave you with a fact.
No, give me a fact.
You need 3.6 million litres of fuel to get to the moon.
Okay.
Can you see that up there?
You can,
okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Apparently. So I don't know if they
You
expect
can't
you
just
to
put
fill up
diesel
here,
in
because
either.
it is quite expensive. It's expensive doing it at a service station. So
Yeah. I mean, you can't just put diesel in either. You have to.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Not these days.
Oh,
Not
here's
these
a better
days.
one. Polar bears can swim for up to 10 days or 220 miles.
There you go. That's a belter.
Yeah. So you
Polar
can
bears
actually
can swim for up to 10 days.
you can actually get
220
to
miles.
America on a polar bear, couldn't you?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more than 220 miles.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
about 10 days.
You need 10 bears.
In
You know,
relay.
9 backup bears on a boat, and then swap them in to get all the way across. It's about 2,000 miles, isn't it?
And also avoid them eating the people that are looking after them on the backup bike. Because
that is an issue.
You could
Yeah.
end up stranded.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
Life of Pi. It'd be all right.
We need to think this through properly, don't we? It could be a new business venture, though.
It's definitely one for Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Transatlantic
220
polar
miles on a
bear
polar
rides.
bear. Yeah. I think it's a winner.
Right, Marcus, on that bombshell,
Yes.
we're going to let you go and carry on with your journey. Good luck with it all.
Thanks very much.
We definitely should do some from the tour. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Do that.
definitely. Definitely.
We'll do that. And I
Yeah,
love
we'll
the idea of
schedule
you
it.
using the signs at any gigs. That would be great. That would be
I'll
really
do that.
cool.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that. We'll plan it all, and let's have a production meeting off air instead of on air, and
Sure.
plan all that, because
We're
I'm
on
sure
air?
this is really exciting for everyone. I don't know.
We are breaking.
All right.
I
We'll
don't
say
know what
goodbye
I'm
to you
on.
then.
I'm
We'll
going
say
on
goodbye.
this.
We'll leave you to go on.
I'm going on
The
Duo
arcade.
Drive. Yeah. See you later.
All right, take care, Marcus.
Have a good
Have a
mate.
nice
Thanks
day.
for coming on.
So,
Bye,
bye.
man.
Bye.
Seamless.
Seamless. He's got. Yeah, he's off.
As smooth as you like.
Yeah. Absolute
So-
smoothness. Oh,
I think that brings us to the end of the 13th episode, where everything just went perfectly and there was no
no
technical
problems
or
whatsoever.
the
It
fact
hasn't
that
been.
Marcus is still there.
It hasn't been an absolute shambles from fucking start to finish, has it?
No,
No, not at all. It's been fine.
It's been perfect. Now I am going to draw a little bit more on my my blobby picture to end with, as we have the outro tune. So I'm going to add a bit more detail. What do we think's missing here? Needs some feet. Needs some more hands. But listen, we'll be back next week with a brand new podcast, which will be even slicker than this one. Won't it,
Slicker,
Mark?
you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I supposed to push the outro now?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking if you agree. Like, you think we'll make a better job of
right.
it?
Yeah, I would imagine that we can probably do better than we did this week.
Okay, that's the.
And I think
That's
that's
the
the
aim.
message that we should be leaving the audience with at the end of every podcast.
Yeah, basically, this show has got one of those stickers on it that the teacher gives out that says, "Must try harder." We know, all right. We know.
It's
We
fine.
know. And it wasn't our fault. We were here. Marcus was the one that was late. It's not our fault. Right. We'll see you next week. That was a lovely time spent. I will catch up with you soon, Mark, and listeners.
All right,
Look
man.
after yourselves. This bit's just got a bit Jerry Springer. Be good to
Do you
each
want
other.
me to hit the outro now? Is it now?
I want you to give us a nice Jerry Springer type sign off and then hit it. You know, like a sort of end of an American TV show, a bit of a moral. I want one of those, and then I want you to hit it.
You want me to do that? When you're done loving yourself, love someone else.
Press play.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. I appreciate your time, I really need that. Join us again. we'll give it a go. To hit the button and subscribe. We're just getting started, don't be shy. We will back soon with more to share. Join us for the ride if you dare. That's it for now, we'll see you soon for another episode coming to you. Thanks for tuning in, we really mean that. We'll be back next week, I think that's a wrap.